Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Saints broadcast. Today we have Overwatch matches lined up for you. My name is Matthias Orpasa, and I'm here with Gabe and Theo. How are you guys doing today?
I'm going pretty well. I'm excited to see how the matches are going to play out. It's not my first time watching Overwatch matches, but it is most definitely my first time commenting on them. I've played a little bit of the game. I've kind of gotten acquainted with it. I haven't gone far. I think I got to silver, and then I'm like, I got a big case of the skill issue.
Yeah.
How are you with Overwatch?
No, I've played Overwatch. I played on the academy team, then the varsity team, now I'm on the academy team, so I know a good bit amount.
All right, probably more than me then.
Yeah. No, Overwatch is absolutely one of those games where, you get into it, everything seems fine. You're playing Mercy, you're playing Reinhardt, you just hold left click, and then all of a sudden things get real hard, real fast. But I'm sure that's not going to be a problem for our Saints here today. We are, of course, playing in the Activision Blizzard Collegiate League, and Saints have had a strong start, 2-0, but their opponents today are also 2-0. It's going to be University of Hawaii that we're playing against. So far, both these teams have a perfect record, and we're going to be seeing which one of them is going to be able to come out maintaining that record today.
Yes, most definitely. We're looking at the players here, getting ready, looking at their setup, setting up their mice, kind of talking to each other, seeing what's up. But most definitely the University of Hawaii is going to be interesting. I've heard rumors that apparently they have a lot of resources when it comes to their Overwatch team, that they've learned a lot. They kind of have everything down and ready to go. So, and it shows clearly with their wins and like what we've seen over the course of the games. So we're really going to have to kind of see Clair here kind of poke and prod at their opponents and see, all right, who is this? How good do they play? What do we play against? And how are they going to learn and play? But what do you think they're going to be doing?
Well, the Saints, they looked really dominant last week with a 2-0 week. They were playing really well, and hopefully they keep the momentum up. They're gluing together well. They're playing together a lot now, and they're getting to know each other very well. They're synergizing, and they're going to be a scary team for this whole season.
For sure, yeah. Now, our first map is going to be Lijiang Tower, of course, one of the most famous control points in Overwatch. And I think this is going to be a great chance for Saints to do kind of what like you were talking about, where you're just going to be feeling them out, kind of seeing what kind of level they're playing at and how Saints need to respond. Lijiang Tower is great for that with all its different points. You have Control Center, where you can try the more close-range brawl comps. You have Gardens, where you can try those more fast-paced, like dive comps, the high mobility comps, and, of course, Night Market as well. Things like Pharah, Echo, very strong on there, right? So Saints, they're going to have a lot of room to kind of be flexible in their comp selections and kind of see how University of Hawaii plans to respond to their different selections.
Yeah. All right, so the game is about to start soon. And what do you think is going to be the first team compositions that we're going to see in this first match?
That's a good question. Orisa's been prioritized pretty heavily in these metas, so I think we're going to get a Orisa comp from St. Clair. I don't know about the University of Hawaii, but I think St. Clair are going to play around Orisa, an unkillable machine, and the DPS are just going to do their thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, as we head into game here, we can see our starting roster is going to be Noxious and Crime. So that means we're not going to be seeing the Emran Junkrat today.
No, we won't.
No more terrorizing teams with that backline Junkrat. Squeak is going to be starting on the Junker Queen, it looks like. And, of course, we have Redix on the Lucio, Razor on that Baptiste, and Noxious with that hit scan roll. Now, University of Hawaii, however, it looks like they're going to be playing more of it's like a bit of a pick comp here. You have the Ball and the Sombra with the Reaper. So ideally what they're going to be looking to do is look for a hack, engage on that with the Ball, get that slam, and then the Reaper is in there to follow up with the high burst damage, right?
Yeah, I think a Reaper pick is going to be hard to make work of here, but let's see if they can get it done.
For sure. Now, Crime is going to be putting down that TP out. Saints with some quick mobility. Looks like they're going to be the first ones to touch point, but they might just be trying to take fight in the courtyard here. And Noxious finds the first pick with a quick shot there onto Motion. However, the Mercy Res comes back up, keeps it as a 5v5. The slam comes in, but Jet goes down quick. Noxious with a second pick. Saints doing a great job controlling the courtyard here. Now Squeak pushes forward, pressuring out that Reaper. You can see he is being pocketed by that Mercy, but it's not going to keep him alive for long as Noxious finds another one with a headshot this time. Saints with a really clean opening fight. Noxious getting 3 there.
Yeah, they just played off the opening pick of Noxious, managed to take a lot of space, and denied a lot of space from University of Hawaii.
Yeah, they are really getting locked out here. So what we're seeing, I'm no expert, but Overwatch is mostly a game centered around who has like the tempo. If your tempo's down, you're not charging your ults as fast. Granted, it's not a tempo-based game like League of Legends, but the tempo going on here you're going to see the University of Hawaii being locked out of their ultimates a whole lot faster because they're not being able to set up that damage as much because they're going to get camped.
Yeah, and we're seeing Crime here doing a great job on that Genji. Like at the beginning of that fight there, you saw he went kind of deep, pressured out the Mercy with a few quick right clicks, which forced her to fly into the Saints, and Squeak was able to punish that using his knife. And then again, Crime just went in and put down lots of pressure. And we're seeing the first ult online here for the side of St. Clair. Razor has that Baptiste window. Meanwhile, University Y, they have nothing, but they have been forced to swap onto a Soldier and a Genji. Is this going to be able to help them find the picks they need?
I don't know. So, I mean, most definitely that... oh, wait, hold on. We're having an ult coming out here.
Yeah, Coalescence does get popped, but Noxious uses the overclock and finds 2 right away. Make that a 3rd as Noxious goes in deep, finds 3, and with that, yeah, St. Clair is able to clean up the rest of them as it's a team kill. University of Hawaii, they had a decent engage there with the Coalescence, but unfortunately, you know, when Noxious is just finding picks like that, it's not going to do much.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think one of the big things there was maybe the fact that, and again, no expert here, but you need to have your ultimate semi-online, like, line them up right. Maybe this was a miscommunication on the side of the University of Hawaii that like Coalescence was popped a little bit too early and they weren't ready to go in yet or something like that. Maybe that was the problem with the engage here. And
oh, now Crime's popping the Dragon Blade and Redux uses the beat. Or sorry, Jinx with the Dragon Blade, but Crime there, his response. Jinx finds 2, Crime looks to respond with 1, Noxious finds the 2nd. We have, Jinx with a nice headshot, Noxious Razor going down, but Squeak is still alive as well as Crime. We'll see if the two of them are going to be enough to control this point. Squeak goes in with the ultimate. He is able to find Jet, who goes low, and Crime is also so low. We'll see if he can... motion is there. He finds a pick. Unfortunately, that deflect isn't going to help you much when you're facing off against that Moira. But Squeak has been able to hold on point long enough in order for the rest of his team to get back. He has Redx there supporting him. Redx actually managed to find a pick on Alien. Now the Mercy Valve is popped. University of Hawaii trying desperately to keep control of this point. Jet is there. The Moira is there. They have a lot of healing right now, but Squeak, he's looking to put an end to that. Forces out the fade, see if he can find the pick. The Mercy flies on the point, gets picked off by Redx. Now Jet comes in, finds the slam, but it's not going to be enough to find a kill. Coalescence coming in now, but again, Saints do too much sustain, too much damage, and they're going to find the picks. The point is going to get flipped back. University of Hawaii, they might not even be able to touch here for this overtime.
And that's the first
that's
map.
game.
That was an interesting map. It was a bit of a spawn hold, then they brought it back. They want to fight, but I think the Junker Queen is just unkillable in this comp. I don't think they have enough damage to kill her.
Yeah, no,
really
damage probably was one of the bigger factors here. Most likely when they were getting locked out of that camp, when they were stuck in that spawn, it definitely held them back. We can see the big, the teams getting ready here, swapping out the teams. So we Alien on the
Roadhog.
Yeah, the Roadhog here, that is an interesting pick. Roadhog, famously dumpster tier, for lack of a better word, in the meta right now. Very vulnerable to long-range damage. Tracer and Sojourn, they're going to be just pumping him full of lead pretty much the entirety of the game. But they do have that Kiriko, which should maybe help to alleviate some of that pressure. And then we do still see Jinx on the Genji. He did great on the Genji there on Night Markets. We'll see if he can continue that performance here. But Squeak goes in deep, finds a pick already. And yeah, he gets anti, but the lamp is there from Razor, keeps him up. He just goes in, puts down so much pressure, and yeah, University of Hawaii, they just aren't able to handle that aggression coming up from St. Clair.
They just ran straight through them. The Roadhog can't do anything. Reinhardt goes in there swinging, and the fight's over before it starts.
All right.
If you take a look at the ult charge here, Noxious and Crime, they're both just touching 20%. Meanwhile, Squeak, he's almost at 80 already. So you can see who put in a lot of work there on that first fight.
Yep.
But University of Hawaii, they are going to try and respond to this. They swap off the Hog immediately, and they pull out a Bastion. So they're going to be really trying to put down a lot of pressure onto Squeak's shield here.
Oh yeah, no. Bastion, very known for having a lot of bullets to give everyone. But was definitely a little bit more fragile now that it's Overwatch 2 and no longer the repairable Bastion of Overwatch 1. So we're most definitely gonna have to. Oh god! Oh, there's a sleep.
Big Shatter!
Hammer down! Let's go! All right, fire charges going off. We have Big Wall moving.
Yeah, that was a nice shatter there from Squeak. You could see that Motion was actually able to use the Suzu to keep some of the team alive there, but unfortunately, he still was able to find 2 with the shatter, and that was enough. They ran in, they cleaned it up. But as I say that, Motion was actually able to pick off Noxious with a couple quick kunais. This could be Hawaii's opportunity to move in, be aggressive while he's still coming back from spawn.
They need to go quick.
But the window fire strike is immediately going to take off that Kiriko, and you know, with that, this gives him another opening to just push right in. Another fire strike goes in, huge damage to that window. And yeah, University of Hawaii, as quickly as they found their opening, it's been closed off, and they're once again stuck trying to get through this door.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a really repeating pattern here of Sinclair really pushing them forward, kind of locking them off the point by zoning them off of it, and then you're kind of stuck with that scenario where they're getting held off from 2 points, and they just need to learn, they need to move up, they need to push through, but they just have the big wall that Reinhardt is, right?
Now, they were able to use the Kiriko wall in order to get some space here. It looks like they're going to try and make the most of it. But the beat coming out from Red X, that's giving Sinclair a ton of sustain. And Squeak, once again, just rushes forward using that speed boost. And yeah, the ults come in. Noxious used that overclock. University of Hawaii used that nano there, but unfortunately just way too late. Half the team had fallen down already. Noxious put the shades on. He's just chilling, having the time of his life. And yeah, St. Clair in complete control right now. Alien finds one, but it's too little, too late. Map 1 is a quick 2-0 for the side of St. Clair College.
Yeah, I would say that was a pretty dominant map. They pulled out 2 different comps, executed them perfectly, and managed to win almost every team fight.
They have control over what they do, and they know what they're doing when. I think that's the biggest biggest point here. We can see the play of the game.
Oh.
Like, it just the triple was. I mean, it's a triple, man. That hurts hard.
Absolutely, yeah. Noxious, you can just see there. As soon as he pops that overclock, he becomes such a threat. Like, you know, saying Hawaii didn't have a terrible engager. Like, they had the coalescence, it's doing damage. It's keeping your team healthy. But unfortunately, it's still vulnerable to one-taps like that, right? Especially when you had that BAP window there. So some great teamwork there from Noxious and Razor to kind of enable that opportunity. And Noxious did a great job following up. And then, you know, once he got the kills in the courtyard, he just was able to backtrack, find the Mercy, and from there, it just crumbled, right?
Yeah, no, most definitely. You could see that they were trying to keep their team together, but the problem with when you got picks is that you get one shot, now it's a 4v5. So you have to either walk back and wait for your teammate to respawn, or you need to try and push through and get a pick to make it a 4v4. But at that point, it's really hard to get those picks off because, well, you have less damage or you have less healing. So either you die or you get really lucky and, I don't know, get a boop or something.
Yeah.
What do you think about the first game?
Yeah, like as I said, it was a dominant game. They were playing good, and I think they just played their comps very well. They played synergized with their tank, and if you listen to your tank, everyone's on the same page. It makes the game really easy to play. So I think that's what we saw from the Saints in that first map.
For sure. And speaking of maps, we do have confirmation that our second map is going to be Numbani. And I think this is actually probably going to be a pretty favorable pick for Hawaii. Maybe not favored, but favorable, because we did see Jinx. He seemed to be very comfortable on that Genji, right? And Numbani is a map where Genji can really shine. He has a lot of high grounds he can take advantage of. He can traverse quickly between the lower paths and those higher paths. So it's really all about the adaptability that the Genji brings to that comp, right? His ability to quickly control angles, it's going to be great to have. And we do actually see that St. Clair, they're probably thinking along those same lines as we see Noxious is playing the Genji here. It isn't crime on the Genji, which is a bit interesting. What are you guys' thoughts on this bit of a role swap here?
It seems interesting. I mean, the team composition, with the Winston, actually, with Squeak, we're seeing potentially a Nano Blade on the side of University of Hawaii kind of trail of thought here, seeing the Genji and the Ana. We have a Bastion for a lot of damage and a lot of bullets, and another Winston. All right, so it's going to be Big Monkey versus Big Monkey. I for some reason, I love seeing Winston in games. I don't know if it's the jumping or if it's the tickle gun, but it's just goofy.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting here is we actually do have practically a mirror comp. The only difference being University of Hawaii is running a Brig Ana, whereas St. Clair, we're decided to run the Ilari with the Ana. So it'll be interesting to see how these support lines can match up to each other. In theory, University of Hawaii, with that Brig, they are going to be better at denying the dives, but will they be as effective with the engages? That remains to be seen.
Alright, there's a lot of ult charging and just poking here, from what I can tell. On a nice POV here, just, okay, okay.
A nice leap there coming out from Razor is going to force Jet to kind of back away, not get the engage he wanted. Red X just sitting up here on this high ground. He's feeling pretty free right now, not getting pressured too hard. We'll see if Jinx is able to get up there and pressure him out maybe.
A lot of poking, a lot of prodding. We're seeing a lot of movement here on the side of Genji, just kind of hopping on and off the bus, kind of throwing his shurikens everywhere, and then you have the Winstons just kind of poking at each other. Personally, I'm not familiar with the new healer. I haven't played the game enough, but Was definitely an interesting kit.
Yeah, Yari, she definitely has some benefits, including that high damage output as compared to someone like the Brig, you know, especially at range. She can be finding headshots, she can be putting down pressure, and of course has that healing pylon there set up, which Razor can just kind of anchor around and use that to keep himself topped up. Now we do see both Anas, they look like they're starting to get close to the nano boost. Motion at 90%, Razor about to hit 80% here. Right now, both teams still just looking for stage. Oh, but Noxious goes down. A nice pick there coming up from Hawaii. We'll see if they use it. They do have the nano to kind of enable and engage if they want to go aggressive here, but Squeak, he recognizes that. He's trying to push in, make sure that they don't get the chance to use it. The nano does go out, but Crime's able to find the pick, and he finds a pulse bomb. Crime takes out both backline. Jet goes in with a nano. He is able to take out Razor, and Alien finds the kill onto Crime. Right now, both teams very even right here, but if University of Hawaii are able to clean up, this might be their chance. However, Squeak finds Alien, and now Redix is popping the captured Sun, which he'll be using to try and clean up. Squeak finds Jinx as well, and St. Clair, despite the fact that they were the first one to lose a member, they were able to capitalize on their own picks. Crime with an amazing double kill onto the supports. It just gave them all the power they needed to really just stay, lock themselves down there in that room, and make sure that University of Hawaii couldn't push.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 2 minutes, and University of Hawaii had one fight. They're too hesitant, I think. I think they need to pull the trigger maybe here with a monkey jumping in and a Dragon Blade right behind him to follow up. I think they can get something done.
Oh, again, Noxious going down. Great stuff from University of Hawaii. Now we see the Primal Rage pop by Jet. He's going to use that to clear the high ground. Now high ground has been cleared. University of Hawaii have a lot of space in order to go in here. Going to be trying to lock up that Ana, but not quite able to find the pick. Razor uses the nano boost onto Redix now, just for that extra sustain, and the damage doesn't hurt either. Redix goes in very aggressive, finds a pick onto Jet, and the anti came out, but it's not going to be quite enough to do anything. Now,
there's a blade.
Thank You Next did use the rally there, but Jinx with the Dragon Blade. We saw him put down work on the last map. Is he going to be able to do the same this map? He finds one, but unfortunately, Noxious with the Dragon Blade of his own is able to win that sword fight. And once again, St. Clair, they're able to keep control of the point without even giving it a tick.
Wow, to be honest with you, that entire time you were talking, I was trying to see a singular thing, and out of those singular things I was trying to see, I saw none of them. That is such, and that's the thing about Overwatch. It's so fast-paced when there's a fight. You don't know what's going on. You just need to look at the kill feed, because that's what's going on.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Now we do see Crime with another pulse bomb here. Last time he had one, he found a beautiful pick on a Brig. Now Squeak going in deep, and Crime is there to go in with him. And again, supports go down. Redix with the captured Sun as well. 3 people on the side of Hawaii going down in an instant. It's just Alien who's still alive. He's going to try to stay alive, but Redix cleans up again. University of Hawaii, they're not even going to be able to get a touch here. That's going to be a full hold for St. Clair. Very well done.
Wow. Yeah, no, those team wipes are really rough, but when they happen, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, this is kind of what we talked about with that Ilyari pick. You have such damage potential. Redix was making the most of it, right? You saw how aggressively he was pushing. Even he got the nano at one point. If you're hitting shots, especially those headshots, you're dealing a lot of damage. You're basically a third DPS, right? And University of Hawaii, unfortunately, they weren't able to deal damage fast enough to outpace the damage that Saints was doing, so they just ended up falling every fight. Despite the fact that they were finding these first picks, St. Clair was just doing too good of a job at equalizing that and finding picks of their own.
Yeah, most definitely. But you're saying they needed to match the damage, right? On that flip side. But what would have been an alternative? Like having more healing on their team to out heal their DPS, or like is that just not an option at this point?
I think they just needed to go in first. They can't just sit there with a poke com with less healing and wait. They won't win the poke core. It makes sense. So with a dive comp like that, then you just all in on something, force cooldowns down. They got a couple picks, but they need to go early with a dive comp, because whoever dives first will win the team fight.
All right, so here it's really a question of who goes in first, who says, all right, you know what? Forget everything, I'm just the Leroy Jenkins my way in there. And when you do that, you think that's going to be what's really going to bring them on top?
I mean, it's a bit more complicated than that, but in a way, yes.
Now, University of Hawaii, they are going to be still running that same backline, but I think it'll be far more effective here on the defense. You know, with that whip shot, you can kind of keep Squeak from getting value on the Doomfist. Boop him away, boop him onto the low grounds. And of course, you have Jet as well on that Diva, who has the defense matrix and those close range shotguns to really just try and deny any high grounds. Right away, though, we see Crime and Squeak running onto the point. point, and now Redx is going to be taking control of this high ground.
Ooh,
A nice
big
anti
answer.
comes in. It is going to force him back. Not quite any follow-up. Noxious, meanwhile, on the Widow. He's taking an aggressive angle here from the low ground, seeing if he can find that Brig. Crime looking for the follow-up, but Motion doing a nice job of keeping him topped up. Oh, Crime and Squeak both going in. They really want to take out this backline. Helix Rockets are going to force the recall from Crime, and he is going to be just trying to get out. Meanwhile, Jet goes in. He finds Redx's healing pillar, and yeah, St. Clair, they're just going to try and play this a little patiently. Squeak goes in, is able to force the on-off high ground, but not quite able to find a pick, but Redx is going to find the pick on Jinx. You know, that Ilari, so much damage. Now Squeak goes in again, finds a huge punch. The backline here for Hawaii is forced to back up, and unfortunately, they're not even going to be able to touch here. Oh, but the D.Va is going to find a last-minute touch, but unfortunately, it is in vain. St. Clair, they move on to match point here with a quick game on Numbani.
Fast.
Yeah, we just saw Squeak on the Doomfist. Go in, go out, go in, go out, go in. Got a pick, got a second pick, and the fight's over.
Yeah. That was faster than I could track, to be completely honest. I didn't even see anything.
Yeah. And now here we are going to see the play of the game coming out from Redx on that ERE. Doing such a great job. You can see dealing damage, skill keeping people healed up. A nice headshot there just to finish him off. Like that's where you get the value from, right? Like you're
versatility.
Exactly. You have the benefits of getting all the healing, especially with that healing pylon, which you can use for your other support. They can sit back, sit on the pylon, they're getting healed. It's basically an automatic peel button. You press the pylon, and now you can just go in, become the DPS, and your other support, they're going to be fine. And St. Clair, they realized that, they took full advantage of it, and they just did such a good job of coordinating their aggression forward onto Hawaii here.
Yeah, I looking at this game, as somebody who doesn't play Overwatch too much, keeping up with this kind of stuff is so difficult, but at the same time, I can kind of see like a few things. If you look at the kill feed more than you look at the actual gameplay, you can kind of tell, okay, so that's what happened at that little blink that something happened. But like, yeah, when they go in, you just see a bunch of shields get thrown, you see the bombs go off, and then a bunch of healing happens, but half of it is, well, not applicable because tanks just died or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
All I'm seeing is explosions and shields and bullets everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? At the level that these two teams are playing at, things happen very quick. And, you know, if you don't have that decisiveness, if you're not able to, you know, respond to things at the pace at which they're coming, then you are going to start falling behind. And that's exactly what we saw happen. St. Clair just a little bit faster on the draw, a little bit faster to make those decisions, and it really paid off. Now, we're going to throw it to a quick break before we head into map 3, so don't go anywhere. Make sure you stick around to see the conclusion of this match, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving on to our third map, and it is going to be a Flashpoint map. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I had something stuck in my throat there. It is going to be a Flashpoint map. Flashpoint, for those who aren't familiar, is Overwatch's newest game mode. It's basically a lot like Control, but instead of 1 point for 3 rounds, it's 5 points, all on the same map. Each one swaps randomly after one is captured. They go very quick. I think it only takes like about 1:30 to get up to 100% on one. And we're going to be looking at Suravasa here. This is a map type where Lucio is very strong due to his ability to just quickly rotate and move the team around to the different points. So we are going to see Soaks here coming in for that Lucio. Squeak on that Reinhardt. Noxious and Crime, of course, still in. And University of Hawaii, they're actually going to be looking to play an Orisa comp here with a Torb and a Mei.
Yeah, they're gonna try and make sure this Orisa never dies. And honestly, Reinhardt into Orisa is not a good matchup. Like, the Orisa can really stop the Reinhardt from making any progress.
Yeah, and something even more interesting is that they are running a Lifeweaver. Lifeweaver is, of course, someone who tends to promote a bit of a heal bot playstyle. He has a lot of healing, a lot of like protective capabilities, but not so much in the term of like damage output or utility the same way. Oh, but Squeak with an early pick with a Fire Strike just finds that Mei must have been caught out somehow, and he's going to take full advantage of this. Goes straight in. The Lifeweaver pedal is going to lift his team up and away, but it's not going to be quite enough to save them. As Crime goes in, he finds 2 with a quick pick. Make that 3rd, make that 4th from Noxious as he's there to clean it up. And St. Clair with a quick fight here on the first Flashpoint, and they're going to be getting up to 40%.
Very, very, very fast there. The fight just broke out the second that the Mei got picked, and yeah, no, they capitalized on that pick very, very, very quickly. It's so hard to follow these games, but at the same time, you just, when they go in, you can tell they're going in because everything is going off.
Yeah.
Here they're still poking, they're pushing into the point. Or is that the point or is it the enemy team? I can't tell. I'm like half blind.
Yeah, right now St. Clair, they're pushing very aggressively. They're looking for a really far up hold, which is a bit interesting because, you know, University of Hawaii, they have the Mei. You think that this would enable them more than anything, but St. Clair, they're just going straight in. Noxious uses that overclock, finds a quick headshot, seeing if he can find a second, is able to find motion. Now he's going to be hunting down that Torb. Soaks is there to clean him up, and there's the spawn door for University of Hawaii. You can see St. Clair, they've pushed all the way forward. Hawaii, they even used Lifeweaver's tree, but unfortunately just weren't able to cap value. And in the meantime, first Flashpoint got captured. Second one's already open.
That was just a quick fight. I mean, Noxious with the ult to speed boost. The Reinhardt, they're all in there. They're hitting shots. They're looking good.
Yeah. Oh, and Jinx just not quite able to make the rotation over the point. Gets caught out by St. Clair. And now the rest of them, they're just going to go straight in, seeing if they can put their foot down on the second point already. This is really where you see the value of the Lucio come in, right? Like University of Hawaii, they're trying to make these rotations, but they just don't have the speed that they need without that Lucio.
That's one of the things that I just noticed. All their characters have, okay, maybe except that Baptiste, but even Baptiste is pretty damn fast. They all have mobility in their comp, right? Oh god, okay, we got an ult coming down.
Yeah, St. Clair, they capped the Flashpoint, they've taken control of it, and now they're going to be moving in using
Squeak's on the pedal.
Push. Yeah, Squeak up there just holding shield, trying not to get taken out. Motion is able to take out Crime, though. We're going to see if they can follow up. Noxious, though, with a quick pick onto Alien, and Soaks is going to be using that beat just to give St. Clair the insurance they need to make sure they lock down this point. Squeak runs forward with that hammer. Jinx not going to be able to get away, and yeah. Now, this isn't terrible for University of Hawaii because they did force a lot of ults. They forced the beat, they forced the shatter, they forced the BAP window, and Crime is actually going to be swapping off that Symmetra onto the Widowmaker. So, University of Hawaii, they have a couple ults online. This is a great chance for them to push in and really be aggressive.
Most definitely. Alright, so here we're seeing that mobility comp just kind of trying to hold them off. They're trying to push through that gate.
Finds a quick headshot onto Motion, and Soaks is there to follow up onto Jinx. Crime with a second one. Oh my gosh, this guy back on the Widow. It's always a treat to see the way he just is able to find these picks out of nowhere. University of Hawaii, they didn't even have the chance to use their ults with Crime on the ball like that. And there it is. Next Flashpoint comes online. St. Clair are on match point of the match point.
I mean, definitely are.
Crime on Widow, that's a signature hero right there. He can find those headshots better than most. That's for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. This is kind of where you get the benefit from having both Crime and Noxious in at once, right? Both of these guys are amazing hit scan players. They have great aim. They're both great duelists. And, you know, when you have both of them in at once, it enables them to run these, like, kind of double sniper comps with the Widow, with that Sojourn. So much long-range damage, and as I say that, Noxious finds a pick onto Motion just out of nowhere. He did swap to the Lucio to try and enable University of Hawaii, but we know when he just gets picked off from a range like that, Soak's going in super deep as well. He's trying to push forward with Squeak. We'll see if he can find the Torb. He does. Just barely not able to make it to the spawn. Now, Thank You Next was able to pick up Noxious, but, you know, the point has opened. St. Clair, they did forget to take control of it. So University of Hawaii, bit of a silver lining there for them.
Small oopsie daisies.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, lots of ults here coming online for Hawaii. We'll see how they want to take this next fight in order to get the most out of that.
No, the fighting is most definitely aggressive. That is one of the things that I have to say about the St. Clair team.
Oh, Jinx with a nice opening pick. He finds Soaks. This is going to be a great chance to go win, but Squeak with the fire strike through the window. An instant 200 damage quickly takes him out. And now Razor gets taken down. Razor takes out Jet, and a nice shatter there is going to be able to follow up. Squeak gets taken low, but he's not even worried. He's got his team there to back him up. And just again, some great opening picks from both sides that time, actually.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, St. Clair, they were just able to find the ones that had a little bit more value. And now they're, again, just looking down this sight line straight into the spawn door. No fear. Crime looking for that headshot.
St. Clair, they're just using their ultimates first. They're pushing the pace. They're trying to get picks before the fight starts.
We can
and
see
it's working well for them.
Thank You Next with a last-minute swap to the Ana here, but as I say that, Crime finds a headshot. Noxious takes out Alien. University of Hawaii already down 2 people. They haven't even had the chance to use their ult yet. Jinx isn't gonna get the chance by the looks of it, and they don't even get the touch.
That's the thing with the Widowmaker. It's just, there's no engage, then all of a sudden you see the kill feed and say, oh no.
Yeah.
That's our guy.
St. Clair will be winning against University of Hawaii 3-0. Great stuff from them. Noxious was just a menace on this Sojourn. So many great picks. Him and Crime both. They were just doing such a great job of finding these long-range headshots, just taking people out really before the fight even had the chance to get started properly. Some great hit scan prowess seen here from these guys today.
Yeah, most definitely. It is insane to see their accuracy. To be honest, I land, what, like 33% of my shots? Maybe? And that's like, if I'm playing well.
Absolutely.
I can't play shooters very well. I mean, I do play them very well, but sure as hell not Overwatch, because holy smokes is Overwatch hard. I don't know how, but it's just so much harder. But yeah, can you explain to us what what in the world I was seeing here?
St. Clair was playing the rank comp on the last map, and with the Lucio speed boost, the Widowmaker, the Sojourn, they just found one pick, boom, speed boost, everyone's in there, they're fighting, they're picking each angle off very nicely, and they were just able to pick them apart the whole map. There was always picks happening, and it was really easy for St. Clair after they get that first pick.
Yeah, St. Clair really just showing that the level of coordination, and the level of aggression that they were bringing, like they're just really doing a great showcase of the fact that it's on another level compared to like these average teams, and yeah, I think it's going to be really exciting to see how they continue to push that going forward, especially as we do have another match lined up here for today. We don't know quite what it is yet due to this league's format. We have to wait for all the matches here in this round to finish before we move on, but we are going to be getting ready for that in just a bit, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Make sure you tune back in soon. We will be throwing it to a break for a bit, but I'm sure whatever it is, it's going to be a great match, and I'm looking to see Saints get pushed even farther. Like, really want to see a close game here. So thank you for watching this first match. Make sure you don't go anywhere. Tune back in soon. Second match is on its way.